girl named Dorothy. She lives in Kansas with her aunt and uncle who... no, wrong show.
The premise of Some Like It Hot is two
musicians, but also dancers. Which is not in the movie, but it's in our show.
Yes.
Witness
a mob hit. And then they have to run away disguised as women in an all-girls band.
Everything has stayed the same and everything has changed.
Yay. When we reimagine the story, a lot of things changed and very few things stayed the same. I would say if this show were a person, it still has a skeleton and everything else is completely different.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
I think another way of looking at it, if Billy Wilder came back to life and saw our show, he would never speak to us again.
Yes, that's also true.
Yeah, I think so.
That's true.
Yeah.
Very mad.
Yeah. Well, he's dead, so, I mean.
Yeah, but in this scenario, he came back to life.
But would he stay alive, or would he then go back to being dead?
No, he's alive.
So he just stays
he's
alive?
He's undead. He can't be...
so he's a zombie?
Yes.
Do we sell tickets to zombies?
Yeah.
We'll sell tickets to anyone.
Yeah, buy a ticket.
Yeah.
You might get your brains eaten, but you will see a good show.
Didn't we have a zombie joke in the show once? We did. Dreams are like
zombies.
They never die. And there was another thing.
They should scare you.
And they should scare you.
Yeah.
That's a good line. Why did we cut it?
We cut a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we did. We really wanted this show to be long and depressing.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted people to go. No, I'm kidding. Do the thing about how you want people to go into the theater feeling and how you want them to come out. That's a good thing when you say that.
In 2022, people need joy. And we want people to get to the theater sad,
wet,
hungry,
lonely,
depressed,
broke,
single.
And then
they leave the theater
dry,
married,
happy,
full,
and
a little bit cuter.
Yeah. We did a workshop, and the songs were stuck in my head so badly that I was trying to read one night. I couldn't read because I'm like, oh God. And it's a great song until you don't want it in your head. And I actually had to go to the stereo, crank up the music, and put on friggin' Beethoven or Bach or whoever it is, and drown out Mark and Scott's song.
I have a different song from Some Like It Hot stuck in my head every day, and it's my heart's joy. I love it. It's been 3 years I've been singing these songs, and I can't get enough.
Yeah. It's terrible. Please get this woman away from me. God,
help us,
this woman away from me.
Send someone.
She
We're
won't
at
leave me
Sardi's.
alone. I sit down at the theater, and there she is. I go to get lunch, and there she is.
We had fun.
I'd say so.
I think, as you can tell, we are very...
shy.
We are very silly people, and it is... fireworks plus fireworks.
Yeah.
You know how some people are like, oh, and then the yin to my yang, we're both yangs.
We're both yangs.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. We I mean, we're two peas in a pod.
Yeah.
And
the pod is so loud.
It's really loud. Well, I mean, that's why they put us in the pod.
Yeah, they tried.
To shut us up.
They zipped it closed.
Yeah, because they were like, these two, I mean, really.
You can still hear it through the pod.
Oh,
loud and clear.
Hell yeah.
It's pretty
loud.
bad.
We're two loud peas. My advice as a playwright to any young playwright or any young theater artist starting out in the business is that it's going to be hard, and you are going to be filled with self-doubt. And even worse than the self-doubt, there will be the external doubts of the other people telling you that you should be doing something else. You're going to be competing for resources that are practically non-existent, and you are going to be constantly questioning your sanity. And those are all the best parts, because what the theater needs desperately are people who are willing to put up with those indignities in order to tell the story that's inside of them. And it shouldn't be that hard, but it is. And maybe one day we'll live in a world where it isn't that hard, but for the time being, you got to really want it. And the result of that really wanting it and pushing hard to express yourself, not like Madonna, but if you want, that's fine too, is to come on the other side of it with work that is vital, work that is personal, work that is challenging, work that is funny, work that uplifts, work that challenges, that does whatever you want it to do. But it's a hard road, and you have to accept that, and maybe change it. But you also have to accept that you are on a journey, and get someone like Amber Ruffin to take that journey with you.
Yay, and fun.
And available.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. My advice to young playwrights is do a lot of work. It is a numbers game. Your first show is bad. Your second show is less bad. And your third show is good. And, that's a generalization, but that is how it works.
Yeah.
You cannot have a hit out of the gate, and you cannot have a hit unless you keep writing until your little fingies fall off. Because every time you write, even if you write in a vacuum and you throw it in the garbage, you've learned something. So you have to have a body of work you can point to in order to get anything. So it's time to start putting in the work and start having, the shows you've written, the bad one, the fine one, this one. I should be able to come to you and go, we are having a playwright festival where we're putting on people's shows. Do you have something that's about 40 minutes? And you should be able to go, happy or sad? And I go, sad. And you go, and you should have that ready to go. Got to be ready. It's really important to make the arts available to everyone, especially right now, because plays and musicals and art in general is starting to become more reflective of the community that loves it. So it's now a load-bearing part. It's now for the culture, hey? Whereas that was never a thing, bless. It was not a thing before. But now that we are inclusive, I think the people who we are writing for need access to it. And that's, there are a lot of organizations that are working really hard to make sure that theater becomes more and more accessible, and it's important that we support them.
Yes, constantly. I've been living in New York City since I was like 22 years old. Before I discovered the joy of house seats, I absolutely used the TKTS booth. I would leave my day job and I would run up to the TKTS booth in Times Square, and I would see what was up and available and what could I afford. And I saw so many great things that way. I had with minutes to spare, I got tickets to see the Wild Party on Broadway. Yeah, I just aged myself. I also remember when I was in college, I was visiting, and I just had a spare night, and I saw the Diary of Anne Frank with help me somebody, Diary of Anne Frank with Natalie Portman, and that's how I got to see Brian Dennehy's Death of a Salesman. Ooh. And then. Anyway, lots and lots and lots. I mean, it's a great resource.
What shouldn't Seth say about Some Like It Hot? Seth shouldn't say, my name is Seth Meyers and I wrote Some Like It Hot. Because he didn't, I did this, and I get to have things too, Seth. No, I'm always impersonating Seth, I'm Seth. He loves it.
I think your phone's ringing, Amber.
What's that? I'm fired. How did you see this? Oh, no. There's a job opening at my job.
We would love it if you could go into TDF, go to the TKTS booth, whichever you prefer, and get tickets to Some Like It Hot.
You need them.
We know you have lots of choices in your Broadway entertainment. And there's a lot of good shows on Broadway this season. There's a lot of good shows on Broadway
There
this
really
season.
is, yeah.
But before you see them, you should see ours.
Yeah.
That's my advice.
Ours is the best.
Actually, what you should do is see ours.
Yeah.
Then go see another show on Broadway, and then come see ours again.
Yeah. Just
Just because you never know
you
what you
gotta
might have missed
compare
the
it.
first time.
Yeah.
You know?
Mhm.
Yeah.